week, all of a sudden he's gonna do mine, so. And if it's already been catched, not a huge deal, I would just like.
We'll figure it out.
We paid for it. I'm like, well, it hasn't actually gone through.
Yeah,
yet.
we'll figure it out.
Let's turn that guy off. Open shifts for. Oh, so maybe I shouldn't be nervous.
All right, am I supposed to call Kelly or is Kelly supposed to call me? Oh. Hello?
Hello?
All right, so we haven't started yet. We're still waiting on Dave and it's not quite 6, but I'm gonna put you on speakerphone, okay? If I can figure out my own phone. Can you hear me, Kelly?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Yes, I can hear you.
thank you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Dave is coming, right? No one's heard from
I was
him?
gonna say Lisa usually messages, but she's not, I'll send her a message, but.
Is he back from his trip?
He's back. I think he got back
Oh, there's the door.
Tuesday, Saturday night or Sunday.
It was Layla.
Sure.
She was not get ready for basketball. Very awkward right now.
Hi, Dave.
Hey,
All right, I'm showing 6 o'clock. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Ask those who can to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. This time I'm looking for a motion to approve the agenda with 2 amendments under new business. I'd like to add F, resolution for early start, and G, board committees. Do I have a motion?
Second it.
I have a motion by Dave, seconded by Katie to approve the amended agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Comments from the public?
I'm sorry, I can't see over them, but I do have a comment.
Yes.
Okay, I would just like to ask the board or ask the policies. I don't know I don't know what committee. Anyway, I would just like to ask the board to see if you could get like a compilation of what possible grants the grant writer has received for you, or how her pay might be paid. Like, is it through contract? Like if she's awarded a grant, she gets 10% or different things like that. I know that there's a lot of times you guys are talking about different things and let's say, let's take that to the grant person. But I've never heard anything say where the grant writer received us anything. So I was just curious. So that is my comment as to what I just like.
Okay, and I'll just refer that to the administration.
Thank you.
Any other comments? All right, then we will move on. We have a special appearance tonight by Mike Alderman from Jensen Sunquist.
Good evening. I've got some handouts here. I don't know if I have enough, so I might have to ask some of the board members to share.
Nope.
Yeah,
I
you
don't,
have to-
no.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with that.
I always don't remember how that works.
Or.
I'll call them if there's anything that has to be voted on, but I don't.
Okay. Again, I'm Mike Alderman, Jensen Sunquist Insurance. I'm here to talk about the school district's work comp. The carrier is accident fund. I did meet briefly with Kevin ahead of time just to discuss this year's renewal, and I put together just a real basic packet for you. Overall, the state of Wisconsin, the rates for work comp are going down. They've gone down again this year. And on your policy on that top page, what I did is we've noticed is we've got a little bit of a claims history here. And I just, if you look at that top column, I've got in 23, 24, there were 7 total claims that were turned in for work comp, of which 3 paid out 0. And I'll get to why that's important, that column on the right. And then you can follow down. And if you look all the way down on the bottom, the very last thing, I'm gonna jump around here a little bit. I have 19 claims in total for those years listed above, 13 of which paid out 0. Okay? So when I presented the renewal and got the numbers coming in, the policy actually went up, but the rates went down with the state of Wisconsin and based on your payroll. You have what's called a modification factor. Everyone in the state of Wisconsin has it. The best way to explain that is all school districts, when you're compared to other ones, it just says how many claims you have compared to other ones for the most part, okay? Your mod rate can help you or hurt you. Last year it was helping you by the tune of about $6,000. This year, 6,501 on there. This year it's hurting you about 6,283 because of claims activity. So then when we look at that, we say, all right, what can we do as a district? And after I went back, after my meeting with Kevin, I looked at it, I'm like, I think this is a pretty simple fix. I think it's more of a procedural issue that we can work with the school district on, as far as when there is an incident and we report that, we need to decide if that's something that needs to go into work comp right away, or if it can be documented on the school district side of it and then put in the file, okay? Unless that employee or that individual is seeking medical care, we do not need to simply turn these claims in. So that's something I'd like to get involved with to get that established. And I think we can get this back on the right track rather quickly. So after I took a look at it, that's what I found on that. The school district is still gonna be applied a 15% flat dividend at the end of the term based on the rates. So that was just a quick scenario as far as where you got on that top page. The other 2 pages are just a copy of what I call the deck page that kind of shows your classifications and, you know, how we're figuring the work comp premium. Obviously, you've got some different class codes for the types of work the employees do. And the rate is set by the state of Wisconsin. Okay, that's standard for everyone. Your mod factor is applied, and that's how we get our premium. Okay, that was rather quick and without teaching and going into the in-depth details of work comp, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have at this.
I have a lot of it's probably dumb questions. So 7 claims were issued, but 4 of them were just issued where they didn't cover under workman's comp? Is that what you're saying? That's
Yeah,
only-
so what happened, work comp at that mod rate, it can help you or hurt you. If obviously, if you don't have any, it's gonna help you. But they look at a frequency issue that can count against you, multiple
So
claims.
we're putting in bad claims is what you're saying?
Yeah, we're turning in claims that I don't think we need to submit. Because there was no need for medical attention or to submit that claim. But once it's in and it's set up,
Mhm.
it's a claim.
Okay,
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
for an example, say I come in and I say I fell on the playground. And they write it up,
Uh-huh.
but I don't ever go to the doctor. That one shouldn't have really been submitted.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? It's not that they weren't paid, it's not that they were bad, it was just they maybe were unnecessary.
Okay.
and for that same scenario, we document the file. 2 months later, they come in, they say, actually, I need to go to the doctor.
That's what-
You haven't jeopardized your coverage.
Sure.
Then we submit the claim and away we go.
I just wanted to make sure that we
Yeah,
were,
absolutely. Yes.
As long as you have it all
I
documented.
was gonna say we have to document it. We just don't have necessarily, okay.
Yeah, and I think you're doing that anyways. That's probably part of your policy anyway, so.
makes sense to me then.
Mhm.
It does.
Anybody have any more questions? Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. So I will follow up. Yep, I guess, sir. Thank you.
All right, now we are going to meet our candidate for the board, Steve Young.
Thank you.
Quarterback.
So I don't know if my information is submitted in the package, so real quick, just the background and have some additional information to that. So, yeah, my wife and I, and family have been coming up here for roughly 40 years. We retired 10 years ago. At that time, I submitted paperwork to volunteer school. Initially, then a few years later, Kathy Cobalt called me up and asked me if I would volunteer in the elementary school. So for the past 6 years, I've volunteered in grades 2 through 5. So reading, math, I guess cafeteria helper, recess helper, you know, whatever I can do for those past 6 years. So I know some of the ins in the school, working in the elementary side. And as a taxpayer and resident now of Siren, I hear some of the stuff in the paper. So I am also a trustee for the village board. I work on subcommittees in personnel and finance. I developed their PTO program for them. I'm also on the safety committee. So I interface with the police department and our works. So while I was in filling out the paperwork, I noticed on the board, it said boilers. So I started asking Kevin a couple questions. I went down and talked to Dan. So I worked for a little company called Honeywell for 37 plus years in commercial industrial building controls, design and test, tech support, and I was even a field rep for 16 years. So I've been in almost every manufacturer's boiler room, trained those people, trained my customers. I was also on US codes and standards and industrial codes and standards that actually wrote how this equipment is supposed to be operated. So, I guess I'll leave it at that. Well, I won't leave it at that. So I would like to submit to be on the school board. And if things don't work out, for whatever reason, I will still work with the school to make this a better school. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Did anyone have any questions for Steve? Nope. Okay.
I don't know who's it addressed. Is he still, if he becomes a board member, is he still able to
Volunteer,
volunteer?
of
Do
course.
He's already
Mhm.
doing all the time. Okay, I thought so. I just
You
wanted
just can't
to
put some
check that.
paper.
Yeah, you just can't get paid. All
I
right.
had to recruit him for that, but I refused.
All right, so then at this time, we will move to the acceptance of the donation.
I make a motion to accept the $100 for DLC.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Jamie, seconded by Katie. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. November treasurer's report. All right, Laura, I believe we're borrowing, correct? Huh? We're not borrowing right now? So where'd the money come from? Where'd we get money then?
That's money that came in grants.
Oh, okay.
You didn't hear?
Oh, that's good, because I thought last month we were. Well, now we're up, good. All I needed to know. You have a motion?
Let's make a motion accepted.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Dave, seconded by Jamie to accept the treasurer's report. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. President's report or correspondence. So the only thing I'm going to say is I did do a little bit of research in that company where I had gotten the mail last month, and I told you I wasn't ready to discuss it because I hadn't looked into it. It's a new political action committee that's formed. And it has to do with school funding and looking at their information that I could find available. I did not believe they would be particularly helpful to our district at this time. So my recommendation is that we do not join at this time. And that is all I have. So budget, finance, and personnel, as the chair of that committee, the only thing we had was a request, and I think it's on here later, in new business that we'll talk about, a funding request for Moms for Kids. And then we have some items enclosed that we'll be discussing as far as contracts. That's all I have from that committee. Katie?
All right, so for buildings and grounds, we talked a lot about the funding and the survey options available to us. And so this is what we're thinking we should do moving forward. Nothing's going to be up for motions tonight. It's just to think over so that we can look at putting it on the next agenda. So we think that we should move forward with the loan for the playground. The updated numbers were sitting more around 600,000 for that. We should continue with putting a survey out to include the boilers as well as any other infrastructure items that might be needed. And that would go on for referendum in the fall as a question. If the answer came back no, we would still be able to then go back to looking at a loan for the boilers because we wouldn't have capped out our loan amount. So no decisions to be made now, but that's kind of where we're sitting. We don't have a dollar amount on the boilers and then whatever Steve might be able to come up with. But the new playground numbers we're looking at about 600, and there were some options to even do some things over time on that would reduce that as well.
Okay. And policy and planning did meet, and we did look at a couple of things, and we sent a couple things back for more work before they come forward. So tonight, the policy committee did not have anything for action. So we will move to the superintendent's report.
Okay, I put a couple of them in here for you. The one I highlighted in green, I just, the first one I did to grounds and transportation or budget and finance, we looked at that. Then the second one I found with the policy forum there. It's really, I wanted to make the point that if you look on there, I think if you read the article in 2009, that's when the state stopped factoring in inflation for school districts. And that was our main point in presenting the operating referendum. And had they continued to do that, we wouldn't be asking for, and we would have met, basically would have met our per student expenses based on the number we used for expenditures. So I thought that was interesting. It came out. It'll continue. They do a lot of research in that. So I just wanted to continue to echo that point as to why we need to go to operating referendum at times, because we do rely heavily. We're a highly aided district and we rely on state aid and the state of Wisconsin.
Okay. Carrie.
Truancy Task Force. So school administrators in Burnett County have been meeting with county workers and are trying to streamline the truancy and attendance problems, issues, kind of all of it. More specifically in how we are, the process in which we are notifying them and getting them on track with us. We looked at the referral form, which was not user friendly. And so we've revamped that with the information from the DA. And then tribal, the tribe is also getting on the truancy, and they've got some language that we have an MOU with them now. And so Tara is reporting with them on a regular basis as far as attendance of our students who are living on tribal land. And then they just hired their tribal person to coordinate and be working with families. And so we're kind of working closely. It's kind of fun, actually, that we're actually coming together and all for the good of our children. And then my second piece is DLC grant reporting. when Nicole Mercer stepped in August, last year's reporting had not been done appropriately and completely. And so I received Nicole received a kudos from the state for her work on getting our data back up where it belongs. And so they recognized her and yay, us.
Questions for Carrie?
Quick question about the, after DLC, I can't remember, are we on one or
Year
second,
two.
year two of another 5-year?
Yes.
Okay, just curious, thank you.
Okay, Jamie.
So for holiday happenings around the Mellon High School, we had a lovely choir and band concert last Monday run by the music department. And then our FCCLA students got to participate in a Secret Santa shopping field trip to help out families in need in the community. And then our NHS students got to go and participate in Feed My Starving Children. Again, giving back in this holiday season. And then we have a special holiday surprise for our elementary coming up tomorrow.
Okay, questions for Jamie? No? All right, Denise.
It was just special education's update. I have 3 students that are taking a diagnostic learning apps. That's an alternate assessment based on essential elements. All their testing info and accommodations are in. That test opens the middle of March. Forward and pre-ACT, I am pulling together all the accommodations, grades 3 through 10. And getting my sheet set up so it's an easy entry when that window opens. I think it's towards the end of January, last time I checked. And those tests also begin in the middle of March.
Questions for Denise? Nope. All right, then. I believe Carrie will be giving us Tara's report this evening.
Yes, Tara, Shop with a Cop, December 9th. She says we had 7 students go. They were all so glad to be able to go and get a chance to do some shopping for themselves as well as getting gifts for friends and family. And then on Wednesday this week, Christmas with the Cops event at the new event center. And they were able to select 4 high school students to go that are doing well in school or have improved greatly. It is a chance for those kids to get recognized for the hard work they are putting in.
Thank you. We will not ask you any questions. All right. So at this time, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes from the last board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I have a motion by Katie, seconded by Kelly. Any discussion?
Kelly.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. He didn't realize I had you on the phone.
Oh,
What?
I did.
All right. Workers' comp renewal, Kevin?
As you can see, Mike was here. There is an increase. I don't know, would you be open to Mike speaking about that piece?
He's gone.
Oh, he left.
He's just-
He already talked about it.
Yeah, so.
He already explained it.
basically, You know, he did come and see us, and the one thing I did want to mention before, though, I'm sorry, I was not paying.
He just walked out.
But anyway, the last couple of years, there was a no increase on our rates, and we've been very happy with them, so.
Yeah.
And Peggy, as we talked, the rates in the industry are continuing to increase, so I mean, Laura and I speak to, we're happy with the way things are working. Workman's comp.
Do we need a motion to
Yes.
accept it? I'll make a motion to accept the workman's comp renewal. And then
I have a motion by Katie, seconded by Dave. Any discussion?
we'll just work towards lowering those submissions.
And we
Okay,
try
he's
to
gonna
just
come in and work
do
with
it
them
with
too.
Fidelity. If somebody gets hurt, we don't want to not do anything,
Mhm.
so. That's why they're turned in, but if Mike can guide us on a better
Yeah.
process, certainly we want to do that, because we don't want to shortchange anybody, especially if they've been hurt here, and
Mhm.
we don't want to be scrambling.
Yeah. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Please mark the record that I am abstaining from that vote. All right. Liability property insurance renewal.
Okay, so M3 is our broker. These are the two quotes that we received. You can see it was a substantial increase in 23, 24, 24, 25. And there's two quotes there, one at 112 and one at 122. And he did indicate, our broker did indicate we could shop around if there were better rates. He did indicate that the industry standards once again are going up. We were a little bit surprised at that increase, and we did think, or I did anyway, think that was due to some of our issues that we've had over the past couple of years, and it hasn't been significant like this with increases. And I will say they've been very good about paying claims and helping us through legal issues and paying for the legal output and settling things like that. But this is the best rate we have. The two quotes, we have the 112 and a significant increase.
And that's
So,
Liberty Mutual.
yeah, that was with Liberty Mutual.
Who's our
And
current with?
Liberty Mutual.
It's
that's
the,
our
okay,
current
so that was the.
Yeah, and CM Region is the additional quote that he had access to. But once again, as we talked, he did indicate, hey, if you guys want to shop around and you feel like you have access to maybe a better rate. He did indicate you should do so.
How much time do you have to look off that one?
Couple of weeks.
But we wouldn't, we could go ahead with either one of these and then just cancel it if we found something less.
Yeah, so I will do as if, depending on what your motion is, I will,
So I'll make a motion that we accept at the 112 rate, just continue with Liberty Mutual but that we're gonna shop around and see if we can't get a lower rate.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Katie, seconded by Dave, to go with the Liberty Mutual quote, but to authorize Kevin to look for other quotes for coverage. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And again, I will be abstaining from that vote. All right, this time, we're going to take a board vote on Steve. Is it Stephen or Steve legally? Okay,
He's a.
on Steve Young joining the board. So this is an open vote in public comment, so I will make a motion that we appoint Steve Young to the board vacancy.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Katie. Dave, we do need a roll call vote for this.
All right. Tom. Yes. Jamie,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Dave. Kelly.
Kelly, yeah.
All right. Steve, if you would come forward, please. Yep, you'll raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Steve Young,
I, Steve Young,
have been appointed
have been appointed
to the School District of Siren School Board.
to the school district,
Of
to the
Siren School Board.
school board, okay.
Swear that I will support the Constitution
Swear that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States,
and the Constitution
Constitution
of the State of
of
Wisconsin,
the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully
and will
and
faithfully
impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of said office
of said office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please sign. He's here.
I'm joining right now.
That's for verification, because I know I screwed up a lot. He's up until April.
Right, he has to this week turn around and go into the office and sign as to whether he will be listed on the ballot. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to hand this to Liz so she can notarize that.
That's just Pat.
There's a sign, have him just have a seat right there next to Dave.
Okay.
And there's his packet.
Just like,
All right, we're starting right now, Steve. Yep. All right. So the next item is the Moms for Kids fundraiser. They did come to Budget and Grounds. The plan was for Moms for Kids to sell sports keychains. They would have, for example, dragons, or they might have a player's last name and a number, something like that. And they would do these on beaded cords. And they would like to sell these in the cafeteria area at home games. They will sell them for about $5. As we know, Moms for Kids does donate all of their money back to the school, so we just need to authorize them, because they are not technically a school function, to have the ability to sell those items here at the building.
so I'll make a motion that we allow Moms for Kids to sell their keychains.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Katie, seconded by Jamie. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carries. Quotes for washer.
Dan came and said that this Speed Queen would be the washer he would like to go with. He does not think we need a dryer right now, and we may not need to have the industrial dryer anyway. But the more industrial style washer would be greatly appreciated
Where's this one going?
by the athletic
Yeah,
area.
Oh, this is the athletic one.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the one that's really given him trouble, so,
And he did present to Buildings and Grounds.
yeah. So I'll make a motion that we go ahead with the purchase of the Speed Queen washer.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Katie, seconded by Jamie. Any discussion?
It'll also include delivery and hookups.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item, board resolution on early start date.
Yeah, so,
Go ahead.
we have, in the last couple of years, we've had an early start date. Obviously, bottom line is our athletics start almost 2 weeks prior to the kids being in school, and we like to start before September 1st. So for the last 2 years, we've been able to do it through learning loss, and they said that's gonna be a little bit difficult these days because of DPI is not gonna honor that anymore. So we did have an issue that did come up, and I thought maybe we just try, this is a fact, but I'd like to start maybe only on the 27th in case we have to do something with our boilers. And the reason I wanted to do that is because if we need to modify, if the winter's cold and we are having trouble and we need to do an installation in the fall, the early start date would give us an opportunity to try and do that. I mean, it might be a long shot, but it's an opportunity that we may have to engage in.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Dave, seconded by Tom, to approve the school board resolution on school start date.
Will you need to change this resolution? Because now
It will
there's
be.
7 of us.
It will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just marking that myself here.
Okay.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I will not be signing this tonight because it does have to be changed to show that we do have all 7 board members currently on board. The next thing is the board committees, and there will just be one change. Jamie, thank you very much for stepping in for Dwayne on Buildings and Grounds. We will let you off of that committee now. Steve, you will be immediately appointed to Building and Grounds and will be at the next meeting, hopefully. Okay?
Sounds like.
It sounds like a good fit, so. All right, and so that is it for no new business, so.
You don't need to think about that.
There we go.
Huh?
Usually I gotta think about board meeting.
Oh. Oh, now is the hard part. I don't have do we have a calendar in our packet?
I don't,
didn't-
On the end.
Well, yes, but we still have, that's her, when she would,
Oh, no.
that doesn't mean they're gonna be then. We have to look at our calendars,
Yeah.
which I don't have. Okay, what day of the week is January 15th? Can someone tell me?
January 15th is a Monday. It's Martin Luther King Day. There's no school that day.
So why would we want to do it that day?
Because those were just the standing
were
meetings
the-
that we put
But
in.
we never did for budget, I didn't.
I thought we all.
Oh.
had
We had standing
standing-
meetings.
Oh.
She
Do have
reported them.
school, it's in service.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Staff
Okay.
has school, students don't.
Can we do it Tuesday instead of a Monday? What days are?
I'm gonna
You guys
be
can do it any
leaving
day.
Tuesday to go to the.
Oh, no,
conference.
okay. Dave, can you do it Monday? We'll make Monday work.
Which Monday was it?
Monday, the 15th at 4:15?
We do Christmas, I'm down with that.
Needs to be in January.
15th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, so we will go with that, January 15th,
At what time?
4:15. Building, grounds and transportation, does that January 11th date at 3:30 work for everyone?
Can I zoom in?
If you need to.
I will be in Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We allow you to visit your children.
Thank you. Even though it'll be about 10:30 at night.
Right, that's a big time change. I mean, it's okay.
Are you gone for the whole month, Steve?
No, we're leaving the 4th of January. I'll be back on the 19th.
You guys,
Unless you wanted to move that.
Yeah, we can move
You
it.
want to move it?
Yeah.
but the regular,
Okay.
isn't the regular meeting on
It's
the
on the
22nd.
I don't know, because I don't have a calendar.
22nd?
Yeah, and I'll be gone for the
Well, there's
conference.
the conference next week.
Yeah.
so- Which they
Yeah.
in the regular.
So let's just leave it the 11th if we can.
I like it.
I'm sorry, Steve.
No, it's okay.
Policy and planning at this time is not needed, is that correct, or do we need? I think we do need it.
Yeah, we.
Okay.
Sometimes
Yes.
Oh, that's the one we don't have a date.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
and that's you, me and Kelly,
Yes, so what works for you guys?
probably Wednesday,
Wednesday, what date?
the 10th or the 17th. What looks better for you, Kelly?
What did you say, the 10th?
Or the
10th
17th.
17th.
The 10th would be best for me.
4:15,
Sure.
okay? And then the regular meeting is at 6 o'clock on the 22nd. Does anyone need me to repeat
Okay.
those dates?
Yeah.
Did you get them, Liz?
Okay, budget, finance and personnel, 15th, 4:15. Building and grounds, the 11th at 3:30. Policy and planning, the 10th at 4:15, and the regular school board meeting will be January 22nd at 6 p.m.
Super.
All right. This time, I'm looking for a motion to approve the bills.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Kelly, seconded by Katie. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Items for board signature. I've signed mine. Dave, you have yours? Okay. So at this time, we'll convene to close session under Wisconsin State Statute 19.851 C E F G to consider the employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, considerations of financial, medical, social, or personal information, and to confer with legal counsel who is rendering oral or written advice. Do I have a motion?
I'll second that.
Motion by Dave, seconded by Katie. Dave, you'll need to call the roll, please.
Kelly,
Kelly?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes.
Tom? Yes. Amy,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Dave. Yes.
And Kelly, I just need to verify you are in a place all by yourself and no one else is there.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, can we just hold the bus?
Yes,
there?